Alright, we're going to talk about Sony's video game system. And we're going to talk about wrestling games for that system, Sony. This is SmackDown for PS1. And it's the first game for Ukes, which Ukes does the graphics, makes a wrestler walk down the ramp a certain way and into the ring and all that stuff, and then fighting, in the ring. How they punch, how they kick, all that stuff. What you saw before was the very first game on Sony's video game system, PS1. First game for that company that does the graphics, Ukes. Wrestling games before that on the Sony, it was a different company for those graphics. That's why games before that, the fighting style wasn't that great. You punch, lightly, you kick lightly. And then when SmackDown came out, the very first one, it's like, wow, you're punching harder, you're kicking harder, the speed's up. Well, the last game before that was Attitude. And Attitude had the entrance. We walk down the ramp and into the ring. And then you have SmackDown saying, why you just see the Titron? Well, SmackDown for PS1 is the first game to have a Titron video, but the entrance wasn't fully like Attitude, the game before that. So the graphics were great. I mean, when SmackDown was current, no other game was newer than SmackDown. It was great. You compare it to all the wrestling games before that, it wasn't as great. So the entrance wasn't that great, except for the Titron video. I mean, that was new. But this game is still a great game to this day, in my opinion. I don't know about anybody else. For the PlayStation 1, I'll say in any wrestling games for PlayStation 1, I would pick this one. And the next game after this is SmackDown 2 Know Your Role, which is the last game for the PS1. So, great rosters. I mean, you get a good amount of a good amount of current wrestlers for this game. And the way you fight in the ring for PS1, for the PlayStation 1, fighting style ain't that bad. It's great. It's really great. And the graphics are great. Yeah. If you compare to all the other wrestling games for PlayStation before this game came out, I love this game. I would give it, for PlayStation 1, I would give it a 5-star. Except for the, but out of all the wrestling games, no, I would still give this game a 3-star. 3 stars out of all the wrestling games that were for Sony up to this day. But for PlayStation 1, I would give it a 5-star. I mean, why is it a 5-star? In my opinion, it's a 5-star because the graphics are great. For PlayStation 1, the graphics are great. You look at the other wrestling games came before this, the graphics are horrible. But when they did this wrestling game, the graphics are excellent for PS1 and the fighting style. The entrance, no. But remember, 5 stars because this game, SmackDown, the very first wrestling game to be titled as SmackDown for PlayStation 1. Which is the second last for the system. 5-star because the graphics are great and the fighting style is excellent.